Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and this is time for another edition of What the Fugue, where I talk about what's going on with me in my world of comics. Let's start this right off with digital comics are dead. Yeah, you heard me. Digital comics are dead. So, lots of talk going on about digital comics because, of course, coming out of South by Southwest, Marvel releases this thing saying, ooh, they've upgraded their app and it's all so much better now and great in all of these kind of ways. And of course that spawned a lot of really awesome conversations about digital comics. Go check out Sleep Reader 666. He's got a great thing where he has his iPad up there and he's showing you all the bling and how the new stuff works and whatnot. Kind of talks about some of the pitfalls that are potentially along with that and whatnot. Go check out Spiro.geek. He's got a great rant about digital comics and where he sees digital comics going, about how digital comics are going to take over. Marvel's got this master plan to crush the distributor of physical comics and move their entire world to digital, and will slowly start this chain of events where everything goes to digital. Minutia Minute's also got one talking about how digital, like it or not, is the future, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Digital hasn't replaced anything else 100% yet, and some of those things have been around for quite a while now, since digital's been around, and digital hasn't replaced them yet. Changes the market in some sense, but it's not going to replace, it's not going to completely eliminate paper comics. Even from the big companies, they're not going to quit making paper comics. Even though I'm sure in somewhere they probably would like to eliminate some of that distribution and some of that overhead cost that they can get rid of there and stuff. But they're not going to do that. This is my take on the whole new bling that the bling that Marvel has added to their wonderful $75 or $70 a year, $10 a month, Marvel Unlimited, where you get access to a whole bunch of stuff that they've digitized and put out there. You don't get access to the immediate comics when they come out. You still have to wait for them and whatnot. It's kind of a hodgepodge kind of a thing, and it seems to not, you can't search it very effectively, it sounds like, and some of that stuff. But here's my take on this new stuff: the sound, the adding the AR, the piece of shit AR that you can't get to work with your phone, doing all this crazy zooming in, zooming out malarkey, trying to get that stuff to work, and most times not worth it. Anyway, you get access to that without having to mess around with your phone. That's convenient, I guess, and you get all this sound and stuff to go along with it. Well, you know what? To me, that's just some tacky, quickly to become boring window dressing on a piece of shit app as a whole. I mean, yeah, it's cool, the idea of that, paying that $70 or whatever, and you have access to this wealth of stuff that you can read, you can have access to. That some of it would be impossible to have, well, not impossible, but very expensive to get access to it, or illegal to get access to it. But that's all that is. That stuff is not going to bring anyone in. Other than a few people it's going to bring in because it was something being talked about South by Southwest. So it might pique somebody's interest as far as that goes. Anybody who's already reading comics, they're not like, damn, I'm going to have to pick up that app because now I can listen to tinny, music being played in the background as I go through these mandatory screenshots in a certain order, in a certain way. I don't think. I could be wrong. As a caveat for most of this stuff, I'm not looking down on anybody who reads digital comics. Awesome. If that's how you want to get your books that way. If you want to get your books a mix, that's fine, whatever. For me, that's not, I don't have a desire for that. Watch some of my other videos where I talk about digital comics. You want to know why I don't desire that. My biggest concern continues to be is as we move into the digital age with comics, and that becomes a much more feasible market design, that comics will start getting made for digital first as opposed to paper. So it might affect the page layout, and there are things about the craft of comics that I think are important to it as an art form. And if you take that away or change it dramatically, obviously it's still a comic book, but does it lose a piece of the art that I think is important? And I think it does if you start designing it for a digital page layout or a tablet page layout as opposed to a comic book layout. But some creators say that doesn't happen. maybe not now, but I feel like it could down the road. We won't have the J.H. Williams out there. We won't have those kinds of creators doing the things they're doing, I don't think, if we were to move completely to digital. They'd have to change their style, and that'd be unfortunate, because I like that. But do I really think digital's dead? No, I don't. But I don't think it's going to take over either. I don't think anybody's going to move completely to that. As much as maybe they might want to, it's not going to happen. We still have paper books. Yes, the digital market, the e-books and that sort of thing has dramatically changed the market, and it's made it leaner and tougher and whatnot. But it hasn't gotten rid of it. And it's not going to get rid of comic book shops. It's not going to, the digital thing. It's not going to get comic book shops. It's not going to get rid of all that stuff. It's still going to be there. And the big two are going to keep producing paper comics. Maybe not in mass, maybe not as many. It may be a select whatever, but it's still going to be there. It's never going to go away. It's really going to become the niche market that, like, you know, buying vinyl is and that sort of thing. But it's going to be there, and I think everybody's still going to do it. And it may make it better. Long term, it may make it better because it may make a leaner, meaner machine that has to quit putting out mediocrity that we get a lot of. So, you know, whatever. Like I said, Spirit.geek points out a lot of really great things about the digital comics. The fact you don't own anything, you don't own any of that. And I'm not a pure materialist. I like having my comic book collection. I like to be able to pull it open and read it whenever I want to. Even by candlelight, if I have a power outage. Obviously, I can't do that with the digital comics. And in the case like he was saying, you don't own it. You just don't access to going to their site and looking at their stuff, but you don't get to you know, you don't. It's not something you can walk away with. If they choose to shut down, if something happens, they go bankrupt, and they decide that digital books are not where they want to go, they shut that off. Whatever you've invested is gone. You know, unless you're buying your books like through like your Image books, you can buy them directly from Image, and then you've got a version that you can load onto your hard drive, and so you literally at least have a digital copy on your hard drive. Whereas a lot of other stuff, you're accessing a server someplace else, you don't even have. It's not a saved kind of a thing, really. So I just don't see it. I mean, you know, maybe that's me being Pollyanna. Maybe that's me with my head in the sand. I don't know. I mean, you can call me that if you want to. That's fine. We can have that discussion. But I don't think it is. I don't think that we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna see that. I don't. There's too much tradition that's not gonna go away. Like I said, it may change. It may change. You know, that's inevitable. There's always change. And the books may get a lot more expensive. But I don't think they're gonna go away, because you know you still got vinyl, you still have CDs, you still have, you know, you still have books, you still have mail. You know, despite email, you know, there's still mail. People still send letters. Mail still goes. What else? Anything that the digital's affected, it's affected it, no doubt, but it hasn't made any of it actually go away. You know, hasn't made television obsolete, being able to get all your stuff digitally through Netflix or Hulu or whatever. So I don't think that's going to be the case. That's my take on the digital thing. And I have to admit, I'll do my damnedest to make sure the paper comics hang around and badmouth digital comics. Like I said, nothing personal against anybody who gets their comics digitally. Super convenient. Maybe if I was a new collector now, and I was just new reader now, that might be the way to go, because then you don't have to deal with storage or whatever. But yeah, there's something to be said about having that piece of paper in your hand, that physical whatever, for me. So, what else? Seen some pictures of the first official pictures of John Constantine from the Hellblazer TV show. Yeah, they put him in a trench coat, a white shirt, and a loose striped tie, with his hair kind of combed back. And oh, look, he looks like, you know, he looks like John Constantine. And you keep reading. I keep seeing these things where they're talking about, oh, it's sticking really close to the script of, you know, the story of Hellblazer. Except they've cast an angel. They've cast a woman to play an angel. I'm trying to think. John consistently had an angel hanging around. So yeah, I don't know. Saying it's sticking to it because you give me an image that shows whatever. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, be curious to see, but I don't know. That just kind of, I don't know, seems like a big pile of bull, but whatever. Maybe that's just the mood I'm in. What else is going on? Comic Book Roundtable this Friday. We'll see who all we got on. We're gonna have people from the other side of the world are gonna be on the show, I believe, unless something happens to them. That should be fun. Get some more new, fresh faces. If you're wanting to be on, just message me on YouTube or message me on Twitter. You can find my Twitter thing somewhere on my page. And let me know you'll be on. That's tomorrow, Friday. That would be 6:30 Pacific time and 9:30 Eastern time. And like if you're in Great Britain or something, I want to say it's like 2:30 in the morning. That's a guess, so I don't know that for sure. But anyway, so there's that. Should be a fun time. Looks like I'll have my comics on time. I know a lot of people in the United States, in the mid-Atlantic area and whatnot, got bombed with snow, so some of them didn't make it to get their books, it sounded like. So, bummer for them. That sucks when you can't get your books, but hopefully. So, if you want to be on the show, give me a jingle, let me know. We'll get you on the show. We'll talk some comics. What else do I got? I don't think there's anything else really exciting going on with me and my world of comics right now. Oh! Last week I talked about, I named off those five things that were supposedly potentially going to come out from DC. Has been confirmed. Forever, people. Focusing on the Immortal Man, I believe. Dan Didio, I'm writing it, I'm assuming, or giving a basic idea. And then Keith Giffen's on the book. I'm assuming he's doing art. Maybe he's doing script too. I don't know. So some of that's coming true. I don't know. I'm still a bit leery and suspicious. As soon as it's got Dan's name on it, I get a bit leery and suspicious. So we'll see what that's like. At any rate, I think that is it. I think that's all of my comic thoughts. What's going on in my week of comics? All I can think of is special word for the week. Special word for the week is vanilla sugar cookies. Good night, everybody.